It's sort of a culmination of everything you've done the past 4 years, all in one day.
I truly feel as though I am a mosaic of all of the mentors and people who have influenced me on this journey.
For me, for law school, it almost didn't happen.
I think ever since I was a child, I had this kind of American dream of being in the US, having this real college experience.
This was like one of the happiest moments of my life. So I'm just really excited to see where saying yes so many times will lead me.
I gave birth to a set of triplets. Law school has taken a lot. I've been away from them more than I have in any other point of their life.
I think I had to grow up really quickly. I knew that I am following my dream, but they're staying here in the war.
We didn't have a whole lot in the way of financial resources or educational resources. I had a lot of love and a lot of guidance. You find a way or you make one.
Congratulations, son. We are so proud of you. I remember when you came to me and told me you wanted to take a break. And you laid out your goals and you stayed focused. And then you came back to me and told me you had to decide which school you was gonna grace your presence with. Go Georgetown.
As you step into this next chapter, remember, leadership is not all about standing in the front. It's about lifting others up. Just like your Psalm 1 proverb, the path to leadership is through service.
I can't believe how fast the last 22 years have gone. And now you're graduating from Georgetown with the opportunity to pursue your dream in the NFL.
Wow. Mom has made it. Sire, this day is a big day for all of us. Madam Juris Doctor, we are so happy for you.
Congratulations, Chloe. Words absolutely cannot express how proud I am of you and all of the hard work and effort that you have put in to get to this point.
Ми тобою дуже пишаємося. І в наступному бажаємо тобі, щоб всі твої мрії здійснилися.
Пишаємось тобою і дуже сумуємо.
We've loved watching you pour all of your energy into everything that you do, and you make the world a better place for it.
And it's no surprise that you chose a career where you were going to do something for the good of others, like medicine.
I am astonished at your moral compass. I'm astonished at your work ethic.
Very proud of you and your achievements that you've done at Georgetown. You've really embraced it.
As we step into this next chapter, it's Wednesday Day. I'm so proud of you, and I'm proud to be your twin, no matter what.
There was nothing you couldn't accomplish once you put your mind to it. And through it all, you've stayed genuine, humble, and kind.
My mom's my rock. She's just the reason I am the man I am today.
Mama, you've made us proud. I know you are born to be great and do great things.
To hear them say that I'm making them proud.
Sayo, you did it! Look at you, you're getting your JD. I am so incredibly proud of you.
You know, some people shape moments and some people shape who you become, right? You have done that for me and many people at Georgetown.
Of just an abundance of love for my family and friends along the way. That really encouraged me to try to share that with other people, hopefully with my patients.
We could not be more proud. You have taken advantage of everything Georgetown had to offer.
Which also means your journey here at Georgetown has brought honor to our Anawai family.
Never doubt the power of an Anawai who believes in themselves.
This is your world, so go be great and leave your full handprint on the world.
I had people behind me telling me that the world is mine and that I can do anything that I want to do. So that's fuel for greatness.
While this is the end, it's the beginning of something great.
Because you found your space and you claimed it. And what I want you to take with you is that your resilience is unmatched and you belong in every space that you enter. And as you exit, you make sure that you leave behind the positive that you want them to remember you by.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. This is a special day. Interim President Groves, Interim Provost Colbert, Secretary Matson, Mr. Tom Brady, Mr. Egon Durbin, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, members of the graduating class, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2026 commencement exercises of Georgetown University, marking the 392nd year of the Jesuit presence in North America and the 482nd year of service to the world. I am Paul Almeida, the Dean of the McDonough School of Business, and today we assemble to honor candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Business and Global Affairs, and Bachelor of Science in International Business, Language, and Culture. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem, which will be led by Commonwealth Brass and members of the Georgetown University Concert Choir and Chamber Singers. And please remain standing for the invocation delivered by Reverend Mark Bosco.
Let us bow our heads in prayer. Good and gracious God, as we gather here today to celebrate the achievements and honor the accomplishments of our students, we invoke your Holy Spirit to fill our hearts with gratitude, for you are the source and the summit of all wisdom. We thank you, Lord, for the dedication and perseverance that they have shown over the years to reach this milestone. Lord, as our graduates step out of the classroom and into the marketplace, we ask your blessing upon their journeys. They have been equipped with knowledge. Now we pray, may they be filled with wisdom. Expand their minds as well as their hearts. Sharpen their skills as well as deepen their conscience. Raise them up to be ethical leaders, innovative thinkers, and compassionate stewards of your creation. May they live our Georgetown values, men and women for others in all their professional dealings. Give them courage to build lives and lead organizations that serve the common good, uplift communities, and reflect your love. In an ever-changing world, be the light that guides their steps. Lord, bless the McDonough School of Business, its instructors and staff who provide guidance, mentorship, and support for our students. May it continue to be a place that fosters deep intellectual growth and professional empowerment. And may all of us, Almighty God, approach our work with integrity and dedication to making a positive difference in our nation and in our world, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Held together in your love for us, we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Please be seated. Our interim provost, Soika Diggs-Colbert, will now deliver the official welcome.
Thank you, Dean Almeida. It is my pleasure to welcome you, our graduates and our guests, to this commencement ceremony for the McDonough School of Business. Many of our guests have traveled great distances to be part of this celebration. For some of you, this may be your first time on the hilltop, which for over 230 years has educated students to become leaders in service to the nation and the world. By way of welcome, let me tell you a little bit about our campus and our history. Georgetown has grown in 3 stages. The first stage began when John Carroll bought a small parcel of land to which to begin his academy. Not yet a college, certainly not yet a university, but a place with big ambitions. The Jesuits in Maryland had been, sometimes legally, sometimes illegally, running schools from the time they arrived in 1634. If you look up at the balcony of White Gravener on the far end of Copley Lawn, you will see images of those schools with their dates: 1634, 1640, 1677, 1745, and finally, Georgetown Heights, 1789. But even with these exceedingly modest beginnings, Georgetown harbored 2 great ambitions. One was to begin training leaders for the new republic, established in the same year as Carroll's Academy. The second was to be a home for every student, irrespective of faith or creed. A bold move at the time, and in some ways a bold move even now. The second stage began with the building that's behind me, named for the Reverend Patrick Healy, the son of an enslaved mother, who realized in the 1870s that the College of Georgetown should and could become a university. He expanded the curriculum, and most significantly, he introduced the serious laboratory study of science, the mark of modern learning. Gradually, around the original college, other schools emerged: the School of Law, the School of Medicine, the School of Nursing, and the School of Foreign Service. The dream, Georgetown's dream, rooted in Carroll's dream, kept getting bigger. At the end of the 1920s, a remarkable Jesuit, W. Coleman Nevels, began the 3rd stage of the dream, what he called the Greater Georgetown. Georgetown not only as a national, but as a global institution. He built Copley Hall and White Gravener, completing the front quadrangle. Unfortunately, the Depression shut down much of Father Neville's ambitious plan, but it did not stop Greater Georgetown from becoming steadily greater. Because the greatness of Georgetown is not in its buildings, the greatness of Georgetown is not even in its dream. The greatness of Georgetown is in the contribution to the world of those whom Georgetown has trained. The greatness of Georgetown is you, our newest class. When you come back for reunions in 10 or 20 or even hard to imagine 25 years, I can assure you, you will discover an even greater Georgetown. But at that point, you will know that you have been a crucial part of what made and continues to make that greatness happen. Congratulations, class of 2026, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Colbert. Our founder, Most Reverend John Carroll, first Archbishop of Baltimore and the first Catholic bishop in the United States, took legal possession of land on our hilltop in 1789, and we mark that as our founding date. Our first student, the future North Carolina Congressman William Gaston, arrived in 1791, though our first bachelor's degrees were not awarded until 1817. It was in 1815 that, with enrollments passing the 100 mark, the college's president, Father John Grassi of the Society of Jesus, asked then Congressman Gaston to present a petition for a federal charter, a document that still today sanctions the academic business we do here. Georgetown's charter, the first federal charter in the history of the Republic, has the additional distinction of having been signed by President James Madison, the father of the United States Constitution. It is our custom to initiate academic ceremonies with a reading of that charter. To discharge that office, I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Marie Matson, Secretary of the University.
An act concerning the College of Georgetown in the District of Columbia. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that it shall and may be lawful for such persons as now are, or from time to time may be, the president and directors of the College of Georgetown within the District of Columbia, to admit any of the students belonging to said college or other persons meriting academical honors to any degree in the faculties, arts, sciences, and liberal professions to which persons are usually admitted in other colleges and universities of the United States, and to issue in an appropriate form the diplomas or certificates which may be requisite to testify to the admission of such degree. Signed, Langdon Chivas, Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Gaillard, President pro tempore of the Senate. Approved March 1st, 1815, James Madison, President of the United States.
It is now my honor to introduce Mr. Egon Durbin, alumnus and co-CEO and managing partner of Silver Lake Technology Management. We are grateful to Egon and his wife Abby for their investment in our newly announced Undergraduate Durbin Sports Business Program. Egon will now read the introduction to our commencement speaker.
Thank you, Paul. Congratulations, guys, on your extraordinary achievement, graduating from Georgetown today. My wife Abby's here, and we couldn't be more excited to share this super special moment with you. Now, I was sitting where you were 31 years ago. Kind of feel old up here, but you know, I wish I'd gotten two pieces of advice going into commencement. One is, take a moment. You've sacrificed a lot to get to where you are right now, but so have your families. Time and or financial. Express gratitude and appreciation in the moment. You'll cement that and you'll remember this day forever. The second is, you know, during my commencement, trying to reflect on what I was going to say to introduce Tom, I said, you know, what did I learn at my commencement? And the reality is I don't really remember a lot. I didn't even remember who the speaker was. And I think we've got something super special for you. So when Paul said, hey, can you help us get somebody for commencement? I've heard a lot of people talk at things like this over my business career, and you're gonna hear somebody who's a one-of-one inspirational role model. If you pay attention, he's going to give you a cheat code, super hack, on how you can be successful after leaving Georgetown. I will warn you though, it's not an easy path. So in Tom, you know, everyone here knows the story, I suspect, you know, and it's kind of like a Hollywood movie. It's the American dream, it's the underdog story, it's emotional. He was the backup quarterback. He was drafted in the 6th round, won 7 Super Bowls by the time he hung it up after 24 years, 7, played in 3 others, and retired as the winningest professional athlete in just the title, the GOAT title. Now, Tom and I have got a lot of things going on in business now, And we spent a lot of time talking. He doesn't actually know this, but I idolized him, actually. See, we started our careers, I started investing about the same time that he started playing football. And I was watching him play. I'm a super sports fan, no surprise. And I use a lot of sports analogies, to think about, business. And, I'm watching him play, and he kind of comes in, and he's like, the game manager, and they win a Super Bowl. But as he kept playing, became evident he was on this one-of-one journey with his professional football career. And he wasn't the most talented athlete entering the NFL draft. And he wasn't thought of that, the five-star high school quarterback prospect and adulated on from time zero. And so the things, as I was watching his career, and I was young and watching him play football, and I wasn't even a Patriots fan. And it's kind of boring how they actually played football. It wasn't like a ton of fun to watch a lot of their games. But, sorry, Tom. Where are you, Wes Welker? Oh, right there, 4 yards out. So the things that I took away from it was he became the smartest player to ever play the game. He mastered his position. That's called domain expertise. He was the hardest worker. He was the most dedicated. He was the most disciplined. His competitiveness is unparalleled. And what makes it unique, and it's rare, it's like there's one or two exceptions to this. He's an athlete who at the prime of his career, being the best in the game, gave up getting paid more money so he could actually have a better team around him. He didn't just lead. He didn't just lead by example. He set the standard, all with one simple goal in mind. I just want to win, and I want to win with friends, and I want to win with teammates. So my own journey, I'll be short about this, I was in your chair. I wasn't the smartest student. I wasn't the most talented student. I've got 3 daughters, 2 of which are at Georgetown, and they often remind me I made B's in high school. Georgetown really helped me embrace to learn to love. And when I was in your chair, I thought, is this my ceiling where I am right now? And what I realized watching Tom, I was just at the beginning of the journey. And these things that made him great, they're all actually within your control. It's not about how many IQ points you have or whatever your GPA was in the moment. It's what you do with this amazing platform. So when most athletes, retire, especially if you played football for 24 years and it's a super physical, draining sport, you think they take some time off. Tom said, no, I need a new challenge. I'm going to get into this thing called business. Now, when most people get into business and they come see me, they get like a job or maybe 2. Well, our guy over here, he's got like 6 jobs. He has the same relentless ambition and insatiable appetite to be great. He's a broadcaster. He's an investor. He's an entrepreneur. He's a philanthropist. He's a corporate advisor to like 15 companies. That's 5 jobs. And then he said, you know what? I kind of like football. I want to stay involved with football, but I don't really want to coach, and I don't want to do the GM thing. So I'm just going to try to become the first athlete that actually gets really deeply involved owning a team as an owner in an NFL team. I have no doubt when he hangs it up at his age from business, he'll also be one of the most successful business people to ever do that thing called business. But none of that is why Tom Brady is here today. The thing that led you to choose Georgetown and why Georgetown gave you the opportunity to come here, see, that's embedded in your DNA. It's going to be your competitive advantage. I do a lot of things in AI. They've instilled something much more in you and helped foster and grow that. And what you know, and what Georgetown teaches you, it's really not about how much wealth you accumulate, how famous you are, how many titles you win. It's about changing other people's lives. And that's the Tom that through doing the work we've done together, I've come to know and love. He's the dedicated father. He's the super loyal, always available friend. He uses his platform to change one person's life or maybe 1 million people's lives, all just trying to make it a little bit better every day. And if you think about what Georgetown is, being a man for others. That's why we have Tom Brady here today. So I have a feeling you're going to remember in 30 years who your commencement speaker was, because he's going to share getting a degree from the business school the same day that you all are getting yours. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Michael O'Leary.
Thank you, Egon. There are few names that speak to the enduring excellence of a sport quite like the name Tom Brady. A record-setting quarterback, a fierce competitor, and a leader who lifted every team that he touched, Tom Brady, in many ways, defines what sports is all about. Tom Brady built a career defined by sustained excellence, preparation, and leadership at the highest levels of professional sports. Over more than 2 decades in the NFL, he became the most decorated player in league history while setting a standard for performance, discipline, and longevity. True greatness, as our Jesuit tradition teaches, lies in striving to be the best version of oneself while uplifting those around you. Tom Brady led his teams to achievements rarely matched in global sports, winning 7 Super Bowls, appearing in 10, and securing 18 division titles, while consistently raising the level of play of those around him. He has carried those same principles into the business world. As both an athlete and an entrepreneur, he has translated success on the field into influence far beyond it, building ventures in health, media, and performance, and demonstrating how elite leadership can drive innovation and impact across industries. But when people think about his legacy, it's ultimately defined by his leadership. His ability to bring out the best in those around him, to inspire confidence under pressure, and to unite his teammates around a common goal with focus, determination, and purpose. His career is a reminder that winning is measured not just by victories, but by the values we uphold, the people we lift up, and the impact we leave behind. In recognition of his achievements in sports, his success in business and public life, and his example of principled leadership, Georgetown University bestows upon Tom Brady the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon Tom Brady the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. And it is now my pleasure to introduce to you Georgetown's newest alum, Dr. Tom Brady, who will deliver the commencement address.
Love you too. So yeah, I usually don't do well with compliments. So Egon, thank you so much. I had a coach for 20 years that told me how shitty I was every day. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be giving a commencement speech. But Professor O'Leary, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Egon, for your vision and generosity in the creation of the Durbin Sports Business Program. It is a privilege to be here with you all today in the nation's capital at Georgetown's McDonough. Relationships and memories are built on shared experience, so I'm grateful to be able to share this experience with you and with the faculty and the staff who educated you, and with the family and friends in the audience who proudly supported you getting to this moment, even the ones who are Jets fans. You know who you are. Sitting here looking out at this amazing crowd of business majors getting ready to start your careers, I realized something. Sports was a very strange way to make a living. People screamed at me all the time. They gambled on my performance, and they celebrated all my failures. One way that sports is a lot like business, though, is that when you do it long enough, your life gets defined by numbers. 23, that was the number of pro seasons I played. 7, those were the Super Bowl wins. 3, those were the Super Bowl losses. Damn it, Eli Manning. I heard that back there. But here's a number for you guys, 99.7. What's that number make you think of? It's an A+. I didn't get many of those. It's a low-grade fever, maybe, but it's also virtual certainty. If something has a 99.7% chance of happening, the outcome is a foregone conclusion. Well, let me take you back to February 5th, 2017, Super Bowl 51, Patriots versus Falcons. Excuse my language at some points here. I was an athlete, so you might feel like you're in the locker room a little bit. There's 6 minutes left in the third quarter, and we're losing 28-3, and it's 4th down at midfield. And at that moment, the Falcons had a 99.7% chance of winning. Not exactly how I thought things would go when I woke up that morning. But you know what? It happens sometimes. You guys are going to see that. You're going to think that you're better than your competition. You're going to work really hard, and it's still not going to go the way you want. You're going to find yourself on the short end of that 99.7%, wondering just how the hell you got there. My Patriots team got there by fumbling the second play of the second quarter. And then right before halftime, somebody threw a devastating pick six. Look, it's not important who threw it. The point is it was thrown, so I'll move on. The Falcons team was really young. They had a new coach. We were the veteran team. We had the Hall of Fame coach. We'd been there before. We'd already won 4 Super Bowls at that point. But the experience or reputation only takes you so far. And it's true beyond sports. History is littered with businesses, mature ones, that took their competition for granted and then got disrupted by ambitious young entrepreneurs. Do you guys remember Blockbuster, Kodak, Nokia, BlackBerry? I didn't think so. Maybe some of your parents did. The point is, nothing is guaranteed. We were the favorites going into the game, and now with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in the third quarter, down 25 points, we were the underdogs, and I found myself on the bench staring blankly at the ground in front of me in very deep thought. With fate seemingly already decided, I was asking myself, what can I do to get us back in this game? I had to trust my ability and harness whatever optimism I still had, even if it was just 0.3%. I had to draw on all my experience and all the lessons I'd learned from overcoming years of fear and doubt. And the question I have for you graduates today is, how much doubt and how much fear have you faced in your own life? College can be a little bit of a cocoon sometimes. So maybe you haven't found the limits of your ability or the boundaries of your comfort zone yet. And you don't know what's possible on the other side of them. Trust me when I tell you, overcoming fear and doubt in the face of those challenges is where you're going to gain the confidence to make your best choices when things aren't going the way you want. When the odds are stacked against you, when you're facing your own 28-3 moment, and believe me, it's coming, you'll have a choice to make: to quit or to fight your ass off. The choice seems pretty obvious, and it's easier said than done. I mean, why expend all that energy fighting when it's virtually certain you'll lose? Why not quit and live to fight another day? Well, sometimes there isn't another day. Super Bowl 51, there was no other day. That was it. With a lot of the most important moments in your lives, when you have a chance to do something truly special, it's going to be the same way. You may only get one chance to impress your boss or land a promotion, or to close a deal or not. So what then? You better have prepared yourself in advance to deal with the adversity you're going to face in order to give yourself the best chance to succeed. Down by 25 in the biggest game of my life, do you think I just stumbled randomly into my decision to keep fighting? The previous 25 years of my life had prepared me for that moment. Just as you guys have been meeting the daily challenges of being a student, I've been meeting the daily challenges of being an athlete every day, just for a chance to do something special. The whole reason I went to Michigan was the idea of taking my abilities to an elite program and seeing if I could compete with the best. A lot of you made a similar choice coming to Georgetown, and you're going to make it again, going out on your own or in jobs with great institutions like Deloitte or Goldman or Google or many others. In these places, guess what? They're going to challenge you to be your best, and you better be prepared. I fought really hard at Michigan. I fought even harder to stay there, and I competed against a lot of guys who were just as good as me, if not better. I didn't get a chance to start until my 4th season. It was tough. It had me questioning whether I was at the right school. Maybe Michigan was too tough. Where you choose to work might also seem too hard for you. You'll be up against a lot of people from equally great schools who are just as smart and talented as you, and they want it as much as you do. You'll be asked to do things you've never done before, to work long hours, harder than you ever have, with people you might not like guys from Duke. But what makes it too hard is exactly the thing that makes it the perfect place for you. Because it will offer you the greatest opportunity of all, the opportunity to face your own fears and doubts and develop the skills and abilities necessary to overcome any obstacle you'll face on the path to being successful in life. And this is the key. You don't quit and you don't make excuses. Every hard choice is a brick in the path toward the life you want. But every excuse is a brick in the wall that will stand in your way. When the opportunity to do something special presents itself, the people most prepared to meet the challenges will be the ones who made the most hard choices, who faced adversity and overcome it. They certainly wouldn't have won all their fights, but they never quit. I stayed at Michigan, and then I got chosen in the 6th round of the 2000 draft. My numbers were pretty unimpressive. If there was a 99.7% chance at anything, it's that I'd be behind the counter at Ben's Chili Bowl before I was behind center in an NFL game. And who knows, that could have been fun too. But no one could have imagined that I would end my career with 7 world championships. Maybe because none of those people knew that I would never, ever quit. Which brings me back to Super Bowl 51 on that sideline down 28-3 with a choice. Our team had worked too hard. We'd come too far. I said to myself, and excuse me for saying this, I'm taking you inside my helmet at a very vulnerable time in my life and one of the biggest moments of my life, and that inner self-talk that people talk about that should be positive. You know what I said? I said to myself, don't be a little bitch. Go out there and fight your ass off. Whether you win or lose, fight to the end. At that moment, we had no idea what the outcome of the game would be, but the one thing I've learned through sports is the only time you're sure to lose is when you quit. In life and work, you guys are going to get knocked down a lot. How are you going to navigate those moments? Are you going to push through the self-doubt? Are you going to face the fear? Will you work relentlessly to the very end, even when the outcome is virtually certain? I hope you do. Because this is the prep work for the bigger opportunities to come. The whole point of doing hard things is to build resilience and the skills to overcome adversity. It's to teach you how to find your own pathways to success. This is where you get the self-confidence to overcome your next biggest challenge. And you do it the same way you overcome a 25-point deficit, one decision at a time, one play at a time. Understanding this served me well on every step of my journey, including that step into the huddle on that 4th down with the outcome of the Super Bowl, 99.7% guaranteed that we lose. We called the play. It was a little square out to Danny Amendola. Danny went undrafted out of Texas Tech. He was cut by 3 NFL teams. He wasn't the tallest, he wasn't the fastest, but he had a huge heart. And he played his ass off in the biggest moments. And I hope you guys find colleagues like Danny. Having business school friends are great, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you need a kid from a glorified community college who can bail your ass out of any jam. If you want to achieve great things, surround yourself with people like him. Danny snatched that ball out of the air on 4th down. He took it up the sideline for a 1st down, and 7 plays later, we were in the end zone, 28-9. 99.7% chance of losing just went down to 98.9%. Wow. Now it was the defense's turn. They forced Atlanta to punt. Now it's the 4th quarter. We go 72 yards just for a field goal. Now we're losing 28-12. 3 plays later, our defense is on the field, and boom, we strip sack Matt Ryan. Our defense comes up with a huge turnover. Alan Branch, one of my Michigan former teammates, jumps on the ball, and with 6 minutes left, I hit Danny again, this time for a touchdown. The odds of Atlanta winning, 92.1%. 30 minutes earlier, I was thinking, don't be a bitch. Now I'm thinking, lock in, laser focus, we got this. Kicking the ball back to Atlanta with 5:56 to play, we had the answers to the problems that the Falcons presented as long as we didn't run out of time. We just had to run the right plays, move fast, and execute, and make very good choices. My career was filled with challenges and choices, with small opportunities to show people, including myself, what I was capable of. My hope is that you've already had a few of these moments as well, and I hope you've already begun to try things that are very hard with long odds. I hope your failures have forced you to find new pathways to success. I hope they force you out of your comfort zone and show you the boundaries in your life that are there to be broken through. And my challenge to you is to always keep fighting. Because the truth is, the way you overcome a 99.7% chance of losing in the biggest moments of your life is to harness the confidence you built and the lessons you've learned from a lifetime of failing at things that you've cared about. Everything you've been through up to this point in your life has been trial and error. It's been preparation for your next big challenge, your 28-3 moment. Down by 8, we got the ball back with 3:30 left to play. The game was still very much in Atlanta's favor, and I understood victory was very unlikely, even in the moment. I'm an optimist, but I can also do math. I didn't go to Georgetown, but I knew the numbers were not on our side. 96.5% chance of losing, still. But then, we put together the drive of our lives. Everyone contributed. Chris Hogan, undrafted, played lacrosse in college, ran a perfect route and converted a huge 3rd down. Malcolm Mitchell from Georgia, another 4th rounder, tripped over his own feet, fell down, got up, managed to catch a ball, and run forward for a 1st down on the next play. On the next play, Julian Edelman, a 7th rounder, a converted quarterback who did everything asked of him for 3 years before he ever saw the field as a wide receiver, made the single most amazing catch I've ever seen. All 3 of those guys had a chip on their shoulder. Absolutely. They had something to prove, and boy, did they prove it. When we scored with less than a minute to go and converted the 2-point try to tie the game, the win probability finally flipped, 53% us. In overtime, we marched down the field, and at the Atlanta 2-yard line, I flipped the ball out to James White, a 4th-round pick who didn't play his first year. James was as tough and as resilient as they come. Wherever you're headed in your life, find someone like James to be friend with. You're going to need gladiators like him along the way. He barreled through half of a deflated Falcons defense to put the ball in the end zone and secure our 5th Super Bowl title. What 90 minutes earlier was set to go down as the worst defeat of my life, the most embarrassing game I ever played in, turned into the most memorable victory of my NFL career. Now, the odds are your 28-3 moment won't end with a trophy or a parade. It may not even end in victory. It almost didn't for us. But that's not really the point. These are all just momentary tests where failure isn't final, only quitting is. The choice to fight is an opportunity to succeed, yes, but it's also your chance to grow. To show everyone that while you may be beatable, you are unbreakable. Sometimes in life, you have to put the numbers aside and ignore the odds. You have to make the tough choice. You have to try your best and to fight your hardest to win. Because the only thing worse than losing the biggest game of your life is losing respect for yourself along the way. I wish you nothing but the best of luck and the most courageous of choices on your journey. And I challenge you as graduates of this amazing institution to seek out more things that are just too hard. Things that will force you to grow beyond what you thought was possible for yourself, physically, mentally, or emotionally. I want you to challenge yourself with ideas that are uncomfortable and people who push you to be your very best. Even if one of those people is a cranky old coach who cuts the sleeves off his sweatshirt and screams at you all day, do your job. Okay, that's too specific in my experience. You guys get the point. The tests are over in school, thank God. But the tests in life, they never end. You will be tested every day. And those tests are the prep for the life that you want to live. My story can become your story, but yours will be unique, written by you. Remember this, testing your greatness always comes in the form of a contest, where preparation meets opportunity, and the winner is the one who just won't quit. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brady. Wasn't that great? Before we begin the presentation of the candidates for degrees, I also would like to recognize the contributions made by the faculty and staff who are my diligent partners here at the McDonough School of Business. As students, each one of you has studied with, been challenged by, and sought counsel from many of our faculty and staff. I therefore ask you as graduates to join me in expressing appreciation to your teachers and administrators. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great privilege to introduce my distinguished colleagues, the faculty and staff of the McDonough School of Business. We will now proceed to the presentation of the candidates for the degree. The graduates will come forward to receive their diplomas, and please hold your applause until all graduates have received their diplomas. No one's ever done that, but I have to say it. The top 20% of this undergraduate class has been inducted into the Beta Gamma Sigma, the National Scholastic Honor Society in the field of business administration. Those students graduating in the top 25 to 15% of their class will receive diplomas with the honor of cum laude. Those students graduating in the top 15 to 5% of their class will receive diplomas with the honor of magna cum laude. And those students graduating in the top 5% of their class will receive their diplomas with the honor of summa cum laude. Dean Grant, please come forward to announce the undergraduate program graduates. And will the designated professors please prepare to hood the graduates.
As Senior Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs, I'm proud to call forth the following Bachelor of Science in Business Administration graduates. Francesco Donato. William Sherwood Burke. Hannah Mae Kareem Abdel Matal. Matthew Christian Accardo. Maximo Acosta. Jackson Bryce Adamski. J. Dev Alawadi. Ayman Shams Alam. Georgina Tafalamanagi Alafo. Farhan Sarush Amaria. Brian Winfield Anderson, Jr. Atticus Anderson. Carl Aurora. Miles Avery. Alp Eigen. Dominic Michael Barr. William Wallace Baird. Margot Catherine Leah Barrett. Lucas Barsanti. Whitney Farrar Bartol. Andrew Bodell. Lucas Sean Bauer. Kendall Ashley Bile. James Patrick Bite. Natanim Bacale. Thomas John Belcito. Liliana Courtney Beltran. Lucio Bernal Vallejo. Nicholas John Bianco. Isabel Beeler. Audrey Biles. Blake Darrell Berkins. Lucas Blizniuk. Viraj Bakaria. Skylar John Bordick. Alexander Julius Botticelli. Sydney Elizabeth Brayman. Thomas Patrick Brennan. Aiden Bradford Brooks. Eleonora Martina Bure. Mary Dalton Burke. Andrea Caceres Peirano. Wedner Dorian Cadet. Ethan Campbell. Dayanara Campos. John Caramanico. Priscilla Marie Carias Cerule. Carter Gurnett Carlisle. Madison Olivia Katanis. Alana Mamika Sade. Teresa Zhang. John Hughes Chapman III. Ali Harun Chowdhury. Anthony Chen. Nicholas Ferdinand Chen. Angelina Chung. Joshua Robert Chomade. Irene Ayin Cho. Radula Chodavarapu. Gong Choi. Griffin Alexander Chu. Elizabeth Kim Chung. Luca Chichigny. Cassidy Lee Cole. Yi Zin Shah. Nolan Nicholas Cooper. Carson Chenoweth Courtwright. Michael Cohen. Emma Catherine Crum. Hunter John Curtin. Este Ashraf Dubose. Mahika Dalmia. Joshua Philip Datz. Matteo Sebastian De Ferrari. Mateo de las Casas Stiglish. Bailey Rafaela De Luis. Catherine Dewey. Leo Dong. Felipe Driesman. Grace Margaret Driggs. Simran Chander Dubey. Luke James Duffy. Leo Alescu. Benjamin Quinn Epps. Nicholas Christopher Erico. John Philip Esposito III. Claire Marie Ewers. Garrett James Fallon. Tucker Davis Farrell. Alexandra Faust Hill. Cameron Parr Fawthorpe. Graham Norris Felgar. Joshua Fink. Tristan Andrews Fitzgerald. Jada Sade Fitzgerald. Anthony Fu. Isabel Rose Frangakis. Ireland Genevieve Fravel. Amelia Grace Frisbee. Renzogio Garcia. Devorah Gebra Michael. Matthew Jeffrey Gibson. Imran Iqbal Gilani. Rediet Germa. David Godwin. Allison Elizabeth Golden. Isabella Sophia Griffin Masri. Liam Foster Grossman. Abir Gupta. Lorenzo Andreas Gutierrez Boca. Thuong Con Ha. Mason Sylvia Hall. Julia Kassen Hall. Victoria Hahn. Stephen Hansen Jr. Frederick McDowell Hargett III. Liam Michael Harrington. McGinnis Harvey. Jacob Moises Haskey. Matthew Michael Hassett. Jonah Pierce Hill. Ella Mae Hines. B. Wong. Andrew James Hock. Luke Nathaniel Hogan. Ryan Hamilton Hogan. Andrew Hong. Gabriel Hong Min Wong. Emma Rylan Hunter. Jordan Edgardo Ignacio. Edward Damian Iono. Aiden Islam. Paolo Islani. George Asozue Eye Lome. Lily Marie Ismerlian. Dietrich Alexander Jacobs. Cameron Lee Jacobson. Anika Jane. Zaid Jalil. Lillian Helen Jameson. Pasha Jandaji. Jacqueline Kate Jaskowitz. Katrin Baker Joaquin. Gabriella Isabel Jolly. Karsten Stephen Judge. Abigail Connell Kane. Yijian Kang. Anira Kapoor. Caitlin Elizabeth Keffer. Jack Lawrence Kesnick. Bhagirath Kamruka. Andrea Corey. Jimmy Kibble. Hartley Joseph Kilman. Matthew Yunsang Kim. Louis Jite Kim. Joseph Francis Cole. No. Trinity Rose Kochi. Jack Andrew Korb. Jordan Lowe Korn. Justin Austin Kramer. Archie Kranz. James Patrick Shibda. Drew Jiten Kshatriya. Maxwell Kerjakovic. Kylie Anna Lacey. Theodore John Pierre Langonico. William Bowen Lambert. Paige Lane. Jillian Grace Lanzone. Daniel Pelton Lauter. Anjali Lowers. Ethanson Lee. Armand de Villanueva. Tyler White Lee. Angela Lee. Joshua Noah Leff. Wilson Zanming Lon. Ethan Levine. Ella Charlotte Levine. Sarah Mackenzie Lynn. Michael Liu. Alexander Maximilian Lofaro. Grayson Rose Lord. Karis Melissa Liu. Gage Christopher Lucken. Ryan Christopher Luper. Zachary Joseph Lupo. Jacqueline Luque. Alice Tiffany Ma. Andrew Joseph Baloney. Richard Barrow Meredith. Antonia Sophia Mars. Tara Nishant Mastri. Banato Matsuoko. Trevor James McCormick. Maximilian Van Constant Jurgens McCormick. Grady Lyden McDonough. Gandon Medved Pope. Abby Mecca. Enzo Joseph Mendito. Anika Menon. Aiden Jacob Metz. John Edgar Meyer. Abigail Kathleen Miles. Jane Allison Miller. Connor Edward Minson. Rohan Rajesh Mistry. Zaman Ali Kasim Moladina. Christopher Amon Morrison. Owen Rousseau Mulan. Samir Manoj Murjaji. Luke Lionheart Musser. Zahan Nalaseth. Vivek Narang. Harun Aslam Naz. An Tien Win. Renee Nicholas. Dorian Donovan Knoll. Charles McHugh O'Donnell. Zella Branwyn O'Malley. Connor O'Neill. Arthur David Sullivan. James O. Carson Scott Olson. Sam Michael Artoriano. Omar Para Chavez. Andrew Yejun Park. Gabrielle G. Young Park. Allison Mago Parker. Catherine Avery Parcells. Audrey Rose Paulson. Tyler Peng. Dhruv Perry. Noah Perry. Vincent Miles Petropoulos. Nicholas Emilio Pizzella. Tiffany Tweeton Pham. Carter Jacob Phillips. Price Prebeck. Matthew Oliver Plunkett. Tess Elizabeth Pruto. Jack Thomas Prima. Ryan Q. Ian Christopher Rosofsky. Hannah Renee Redmond. Victoria Guadalupe Rivera. Sofia Enya Rodriguez. Ana Carolina Romeo. Dimitri Emilio Rosenthal. Theodore Henry Ross. Emily Parker Ross. Constanza Rossi. Matteo Ratatouille. Arlie Jules Rubin. Frederick Laro Ryan. Ryland James Sadler. Marcia Fernanda Salas Vilches. Alexandra Lee Sanchez. Annie Serene. Joshua James Sawicki. Nathaniel Adam Schindler. James Francis Neal Self. Sneha Selvaraj. Sanya Mahul Shah. Alexander Joseph Shire. Emma Pearl Antonachi Sheikh. Alexa Andreessen Shea. Jimmy Shen. Minato Shinoda. Montgomery David Singer. Arjun Dev Singh. Surab Singh. Marco Raphael Chua C. Ava Amelia Skorupski. Benjamin Howard Smith. Navya Solkan. Kendall Megan Steer. William Stiller. Elizabeth Lander Stone. Brendan Sullivan. Quinn Sullivan. Janani Aparna Sundaram. Trevor Lee Swan. Stelina Sharice Chilip C. Christian Thomas Ziligi. Tara Taskent. Pavlos Nicholas Tentimus. Joseph Patrick Chikansky. Henley Holland Tippins. Arian Samir Tabakawala. Noah J. Toole. Chloe Page Trainer. Joseph Perrin Trajani. Olivia Tringham. Leanna Nicole Salas. Francis Tseng. Claire Barbara Turner. Karina Elizabeth Urbina Diaz. Riley Bacchus. Sebastian Valencia. John Francis Van Houten. John Porter Van Leuven. Andreas Basiladis. Ashley Jordan Bensel. Michael Robert Vigliotti.
Yeah, Mike.
Amanda Kimberly Vogel. Haley Marie Walker. Connor Joseph Walsh. Rachel Wong. Stephanie Wong. Inza Simon Wong. Delaney Nari Washington. Maxwell Wenzel. Eric Minwoo Wong. Aiden Christopher Whitaker. Dylan Chow Williams. Sebastian O'Keefe Wolf. Violet Ann Wood. Sophie Jofei Wu. Kristen Yi. Sydney Ryan Yode. Nicholas William Yoruba. Michelle Yu. Eduardo Zaklis Rabinowitz. Nadine Sarah Zakheim. John Zhang. Barton Zhu. Ellis Zusel. I'm proud to now call forth the following Ismailian Program Bachelor of Science in Business and Global Affairs graduates. Marissa Dai. Oluwatosin Fagmi. Delilah Harris. Kenneth George Jackson. Prithvi Venkata Jasti. James Shinzu Zhang. Owen Lauder. Jack Thomas McGillick. James Ryan McGillick. Vinusha Naraparadi. Stephanie Celine Nelson. Ali Unji Pak. Giuseppe Francesco Quatella. Martina Ravano. Samuel Reynolds Schulman. Yvette Sang. Arturo Jose Zacaria Sierra. I am now proud to call forth the following Bachelor of Science in International Business, Language, and Culture graduates. Bahar Hassantash. Cindy Elizabeth Reyes Terminio.
President Groves, as Dean of the McDonough School of Business, it is my honor to present the aforementioned candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Business and Global Affairs, and Bachelor of Science in International Business, Language, and Culture. Will the candidates please rise? These candidates have been duly examined by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors. I therefore ask that you bestow on them the degrees in course.
Are you ready? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon the aforementioned candidates the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Business and Global Affairs, and Bachelor of Science in International Business, Language, and Culture. Congratulations.
Please be seated. So congratulations, class of 2026. You made it. We are extremely proud of you for what you've accomplished at Georgetown, and we know that for you, the best is yet to come. While at Georgetown, you've learned finance and accounting, I hope anyway, management and marketing, strategy and operations, and just as importantly, you've grown as people, as managers, and as leaders, in mind and in spirit. And I know that now you will do well for yourselves and well for the world. As Mr. Brady said, the world is a complex, challenging, and confusing place. And now, more than ever, the world needs you. If you look at factors like income and wealth and life expectancy and health across the world and through history, it is apparent that you and I have so much for which to be grateful. And so, we have the opportunity and even the duty to make a positive difference, each in our own way. If not us, who? After all, we are the heirs of a nearly 500-year-old Jesuit tradition that stands for values, to be people for others. And you have the tools to make the difference. You have the legitimacy. Georgetown's name resonates at so many levels around the globe. You have the networks to tap into tens of thousands, nay, hundreds of thousands of alumni across more than 100 countries. And more than that, you have the empathy and the humanity to tackle some of the most complex challenges the world faces. Yes, remember, you are different and you are special. And I believe that you will make a difference through your lives and through your actions, and you will serve the common good. So as you go forward, your degree and experience will open up many doors and possibilities. You will, in many cases, work in new regions and countries, and we won't see you so often. But wherever you go and whatever you do, remember where you're from. Who or what is Georgetown? Yes, we are a lovely campus, elegant buildings, scholarly faculty, caring staff, and wonderful students. But most of all, it is the Georgetown alumni, you, dispersed around the globe, who give strength and meaning to our name. More than any of us at the podium today, you will define us through your actions, by what you say and what you do and how you do it. So go forth, do well, and do good globally. So McDonough graduates, wherever life takes you, remember that you're always welcome here. You're welcome home. So come home by looking after your colleagues and giving each other jobs. Come home for referrals, for contacts and advice. Come home to share your expertise as teachers or guest lecturers. Come home to meet your colleagues, old and new, as we build our community. Come home to enrich who Georgetown is, who we are together. Or come home just to say hello. But come home, we'll be waiting, we'll keep the light on. For you are Hoyers, you are the heart of Georgetown, now and forever. Hoya Saxa, thank you. And now for the last speech of your Georgetown career, it's my privilege to invite Dr. Groves back to the podium to deliver closing reflections.
We're almost finished. So good afternoon to all of you. I'm honored to spend this time with you. This is a purely joyful occasion. I want to give a special shout out to Dr. Tom Brady for his words of wisdom to us. And Dean Almeida, I want to thank you especially for your leadership of McDonough School of Business throughout the year. Thank you very much. What we have just experienced is a tradition that goes back 2 centuries. So it's proper at a moment like this just to take a little bit of time to reflect on what this university strives to attain and how these wonderful new alums will enter and meet that world. You know that Georgetown was started in 1789, and that was that's the birth year of our nation. And sort of, we grew up with this nation. Georgetown grew up with this nation. And so we've been deeply attentive to the civic dimensions of our mission. Healy Hall, this structure behind me, does not face the river, which would be a picturesque presence. It faces the seat of our national government to signify the attention we pay to serving the nation. This is the perspective we call people for others. And this principle has guided generations of Georgetown graduates. who've gone on to be civil servants, elected officials, physicians, entrepreneurs, educators, CEOs, and advocates. At Georgetown, we will always continue to honor those who devote a significant portion of their lives to service. And service is what the world needs right now. If you look around our globe, you'll see a world divided by polarization, conflict, violence, destruction. And in this country, we see federal and state governments are redefining their relationship with higher education. In some cases, they are dictating the curricular content of what goes on in university classrooms. I want you to know, as our new alums, that as a Catholic and Jesuit university, Georgetown will vigorously defend our right to determine what we teach, how we teach, whom we teach, and who teaches. So in the face of these attacks, we have been asking ourselves, why are we all here? And we've come to the conclusion that the best way to answer this for Georgetown is not to answer by what we do, but why we do it. The why of Georgetown, if you will. Since the 16th century, the Jesuits dispersed around the world, sometimes one man at a time, building schools, often in areas quite hostile to their efforts. You know that this school was boldly open to all religions, an attribute newly permitted by the state of Maryland and then made permanent in 1791 by the First Amendment. We have maintained openness to all religious beliefs and to those that have no beliefs at all. This openness is significant. For some time, for some decades, the Catholic Church has asked the Jesuits to lead efforts in interreligious dialogue, bringing together groups with different beliefs. And the Jesuits believe that when we encounter those from different faiths, cultures, and ideas, we can come to know ourselves better and thereby become closer to God. Their work serves the greater glory of God and the welfare of humankind. So it makes a lot of sense that at Georgetown, a sentence in our mission says that serious and sustained dialogue among people of different faiths, cultures, and ideas promotes intellectual, ethical, and spiritual understanding. That's what we do here when we're doing the work that we aspire to do. So this is really the why of all of our work here. So we aspire to immerse ourselves in different beliefs, different ways of thinking and approaching the world and each other. Thought diversity in modern parlance. In fact, we believe that every person we encounter who's different from us is a gift to us. It's a way of learning more about the world and ourselves. We treasure that because we believe that by interaction with others, we can enrich each other's life. So the why of Georgetown demands that we here on this campus are devoted to free speech. We need to hear the voices of other folks. So we don't discourage or disinvite speakers with controversial views. How else could we learn new ways of thinking about the world? We are devoted to free speech on campus, but we also know that hurtful speech threatens real dialogue between people. So we aspire to civil discourse while freely exposing ourselves to different perspectives. Our discourse is about ideas. We strive to separate ideas, attention to ideas, from the people espousing those ideas. In Jesuit fashion, we assume others are acting with goodwill, and we focus on our collaborative joint search for understanding. So the why of Georgetown demands that we train ourselves to listen, really listen to what others are saying. Now, some might hear just a cacophony of different views. Here we seek harmony in the diversity of ideas presented. In music, you know, harmony requires different parts, distinct voices coming together. If everything were the same, we would have uniformity, not harmony. So in our classrooms, we learn not by clinging to what we think we know, but by holding it in tension with new information, new perspectives. We must all allow our beliefs to be tested, stretched, and refined. And by incorporating the why of Georgetown, Georgetown graduates have led in every sector of society around the world. They are kings and prime ministers, elected government leaders, famous playwrights and actors, novelists, scientists, CEOs of large enterprises, spiritual leaders, and managers of soup kitchens. You, our newest graduates, join this group. You join a world that needs everything that you've been taught here: critical thinking, problem solving, working across differences, communication skills, commitment to continuously learn, a philosophy of care about others. To the parents and families who are with us today, the caregivers of our graduates, we thank you for entrusting your student to us for a few years. On the hilltop, formation goes way beyond academic achievement. It's the shaping of character. And during their time here, your students have grown in knowledge, begun to address the central questions each human must answer only for themselves, grown in understanding of their authentic self, honed critical thinking and writing capacities, and discovered a set of values to become empathetic, giving, and courageous participants in this world. We see this in them, and we hope you've observed it as well. To our new graduates, each of you are stepping into a world that urgently needs you, everything that has been nurtured here. We ask you, as Dr. Tom Brady told us, to have the courage to lead. And you should know something. We are very, very proud of you. This is your moment. We thank you for sharing part of your life's journey with us at Georgetown. You are forever part of this community. So for one more time, to the class of 2026, congratulations.
I need to go off script a little bit. I'd like to thank Interim President Groves for his leadership of Georgetown over the last, I think, 14 years. He was first provost and then interim president, and he's done so much for our whole community with dedication, with wisdom, with kindness, and he's made such a difference. I'd like you all to thank Dr. Groves. I hope I don't get dismissed for that. So thank you for joining us today, and congratulations to our graduates once more. We wish you well in all your endeavors and welcome you as permanent members of the Georgetown alumni family. So please stand for the alma mater, which again will be led by the Commonwealth Brass and members of the Georgetown University Concert Choir and Chamber Singers. The alma mater is located at the back of your commencement program book. Please remain standing while Reverend Ebony Grissom offers the benediction.
Potomac's tide is streaming from her spires and steeples gleaming. See the grand old banner gleaming, Georgetown's blue and gray.
Will you pray with me? To the God who makes all things new, we give you thanks for this day, one that we have not seen before, but by your grace we will see to its end. We savor the joy of individual and collective accomplishments and take the sacred pause to bask in this celebration. We give thanks for the class of 2026, for their perseverance in receiving their degrees today. We praise you for sustaining them through life's vicissitudes, some that we know and others known only to you. We give thanks for the community that they have built, for every cohort, study group, classmate, and all those who have partnered with them along the way. For every person, faculty, staff, and stranger whose support buoyed them when their spirits waned and whose cheers spurred them to greatness. We give thanks for family, friends, mentors, educators who bore witness to their becoming, for the alumni who paved the way before they arrived. We honor the families who nurtured them, and we give thanks for those who could not be here today and pause to remember loved ones who have crossed to the other side. God, we thank you for they are fearfully and wonderfully made. They bear the image, your image. There is nothing artificial about their intelligence. Their education is steeped in a 500-plus-year-old Jesuit tradition, empowering them to achieve academic excellence while demonstrating cura personalis. They learn to scaffold their business acumen with ethics and integrity. They've practiced on the hilltop and in internships, now endow them with the courage and tenacity to do likewise everywhere that they trod. May they continue to be people for others, enacting a faith that does justice from O Street to Wall Street. May they embody these values such that they influence others to go and do likewise. May the spirit of Georgetown accompany them as they leave the hilltop. May the spirit of Harari inspire them to work for peace. Remind them that they are more than what they produce, but produce they must, for there are bills to pay, dreams to fund, service to render, and a world to repair. So, graduates, go and set the world on fire. Hoya Saxa, amen.
Will the guests please remain standing at their places until the faculty and graduates have recessed? The university will hold the Wall School of Foreign Service commencement on Healy Lawn in approximately 1 hour. Out of consideration for those graduates and their guests, we ask you to leave this area with decorum and also with some alacrity so that the seats and stage can be reset. For our new alumni and your families, we welcome you to join us at the Rafiq B. Hariri building for your celebratory reception. With this, the 2026 commencement exercises at the McDonough School of Business are now officially closed.